All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you all for joining us today. I want to thank our partners at my Office of Arts and Culture, Tanya, who you all know, Dr. Elaine Simon, who has run Baltimore's Caribbean Festival for as long as I can remember here in Baltimore, our interim CEO at BOPA, Robin Murphy, Director Moore, and Lindsay Jackson from my office, but also our sponsors at WJZ and the Baltimore Hilton. Thank you all for working very diligently in making Baltimore's premier events and festivals a success year after year. And today we are gathered here to present the dates for not just one, but four of our spectacular summer outdoor events that have become cornerstones in our community that are highly anticipated by residents and visitors alike. People literally set their calendars around them. And to announce something that I think is very fitting for Baltimore, that the city will now be producing the Baltimore Caribbean Festival and Parade. Additionally, I am issuing an executive order to establish the Baltimore Advisory Commission on Caribbean Affairs. This commission will advise my office, the City Council, and all city agencies on issues affecting the community and assist in strengthening the ties in the city, including the festival and parade. And as you know, in Baltimore, the summer is a time to connect and celebrate with one another and spend time with our loved ones and friends. We have one of the best lineups of accessible festivals and concert series all year round, but summer is always the highlight for us. So we want Baltimore to mark your calendars, and we're going to go through them one by one with every festival. We've heard you loud and clear about how hot and rainy and stormy it is at Artscape. So we are announcing today that we will be moving Artscape to Memorial Day weekend to kick off the summer festivals from Saturday, May 24th and Sunday, May 25th of 2025. Artscape, Baltimore's most beloved art festival, returns with this fresh new date after facing the challenges of inclement weather, of storms and heat, all the things that we all have experienced over the last 20 years. We're moving the festival to May in hopes of getting ahead of those disruptions and obviously the heat that comes in Baltimore later in the summer. And under the visionary leadership of Tanya Miller Hall and with the support of our agency partners in Baltimore's vibrant arts community, we are thrilled to kick off a festival season with Artscape. Artscape will once again shine as a platform for showcasing the very best in artistic expression, celebrating the talent of our city and state. Next on the menu will be AFRAM. AFRAM promises to help you enjoy your summer season, featuring lineups that cater to diverse tastes, ensuring there's something for everyone to enjoy. From local talents to nationally acclaimed artists. AFRAM, my favorite festival, is always a spectacular showcase of the rich cultural tapestry that makes our Charm City so unique. And as always now, AFRAM will occur close to the Juneteenth holiday, and next year the festival will be on Saturday, June 21st and Sunday, June 22nd. Again, that's Saturday, June 21st and Sunday, June 22nd. And in July, we'll have the annual Baltimore and Washington, D.C. Caribbean Festival. This event drew thousands of spectators and participants from the Baltimore and D.C. area and beyond, and it has the most fabulous parade you will ever find, my favorite parade to participate in. And we're able to provide that work with the newly established Caribbean American Commission to continue to build on the success of the past of the leadership of Dr. Simon, who led this parade for many, many years and told me 2 years ago that it was time for her to pass the torch. So I am honoring my ancestors and someone that I've known for a long time, and we're doing that work. And the festival will be held Saturday, July 12th and Sunday, July 13th, 2025. And last but not least, we have Charm City Live to close out of the summer festivals, which this year will be on September the 20th. This one-day outdoor concert series will enter its fourth year, and Charm City Live has been received warmly by Baltimore's residents and visitors, and we will continue to build on the festival's offerings from the best in food vendors, local merchants, and job opportunities, and it's grown into an amazing event that brings world-class artists right here into downtown Baltimore. So whether you're a fan of jazz, hip-hop, or any other genre, you can expect an unforgettable experience that will leave you lasting memories and a deep appreciation of downtown Baltimore. And while the festivals may be fun and exciting, they're also an important investment and opportunity for connection. These events provide opportunities for local artists to shine, for businesses to thrive and sell their goods, and most importantly, for our residents and our visitors to come together and build lasting connections. They help put the charm in Charm City. So as we plan our 2025, I encourage everyone to add Artscape, AdFram, the Caribbean Festival, and Charm City Live to your calendars now and plan to help us make next summer a time to remember. More details on all four of these festivals will be released in 2025, so no one asked me who's performing. I'm not going to tell you. And to that end, on January 1st, we will also be updating our public-facing special events calendar available for residents and community event planners. I introduce this calendar, which will be maintained by my Office of Arts and Culture and headed by Lindsay and Tanya to help ease collaboration and planning efforts across city government, alongside our partners and community associations and other partners, important institutional partners, and everyday people who are thinking of planning their events in their communities. So let me say this in a clear way. Don't plan anything on any of the days that we just laid out because those permits will not be approved. We have to plan around those large-scale events. Building on the positive results that we have, we'll be continuing this system in 2025 with addition of non-permit dates, hint, hint, to support our ongoing efforts to improve city service management. We want to make the events planning process as smooth as possible, and this calendar and non-permit dates will be a new tool that we're adding to make all of this information more accessible and centralized. Together, we can help make the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of community events in Baltimore that we all love very successful in 2025 and beyond. So thank you very much. Let the countdown to Artscape begin and the countdown to Baltimore's festival begins. And with that, we'll take any questions. Yes, sir.
Can you say who will put on Artscape?
We will. The city will. Not BOPA. The city, in partnership with BOPA and Robin and folks there, will have Robin and her team, but the city will put it on just like we put on all these other fine festivals behind it. AdFram, yeah, and Charm City Live, and location is TBA, but we know it'll be somewhere that we're all familiar with.
I'm not going to ask you who's performing Artscape because you just told me not to, but are there some ways in which this could, in which that this festival will be a little bit different now that it is city run, obviously accepting the city?
I think that you can expect much of the same. Tanya is a very great and brilliant creative. She'll probably add things into it. Obviously, she's done it before working at BOPA, but I think that we know this festival will be great. I think a step back. Even when BOPA was running the festival, it's not like the city didn't have any involvement. When you think about all the city agencies and having the full weight of city government having to already be involved, so this is an easy thing for us because we've been partners in this event for so long.
People can still sort of expect to see the concert stages.
So yes, they can absolutely, and I think that's a point that I think folks should know. Like for example, it was me and Lindsay who booked Shaka Khan for us last year, right? So that's something that the city has been doing already, and we just look forward to working with them.
Can you say how it will be funded? Will the money, what's going to go to BOPA, going to go to this?
Yeah, we're going to fund it the same way that we've always funded it, using the funds that we have in city government to fund it.
Is there an operating budget that you can share?
Not yet, no. We're a little off of that. Anybody?
Will the operating budget details be included when we, get into the budget season next year and start to see the polls go?
So it has to, all this stuff, I think just to remind you all in the media, AFRAM has to go through BOE, right? We've already approved AFRAM for next year through BOE. Artscape will have to do the same thing. So all of that stuff has to go through the normal process, Mackenzie.
There's a shorter amount of time to plan for
Yep.
Artscape because of moving it up to May. Is that an issue?
No, I'm not concerned.
And the fireworks this year, they're gonna go on, that's another thing that's gonna go on.
Well, I don't control the weather, so we're planning for them to go on, right? We had to cancel the fireworks at the lighting last week because of the winds, and we saw.
New
What?
York City isn't doing fireworks this year
Oh, what are they doing? Drones?
because of the sparks.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's it. That's the thing.
Will Baltimore be still having?
We're planning to have fireworks, but if the weather is bad or if we're having 20, 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts, we will make that decision the same way we made it last week. Safety is always paramount. We want people to have a good time, but we're not going to put anything else at risk. We've had enough fires around here.
So I see the 24th and 25th for Artscape. Does that mean we're not doing the like Friday evening start?
No.
No, you said?
Yes. Just the 2 days. Yes, ma'am. Anybody else? Oh, Mackenzie, I'm going to go in the back before I come to you. Mackenzie, go ahead. You're good.
If I could ask one off-topic question. We've been looking at some data in other jurisdictions when it comes to young people who have been arrested and accused of crimes. There's a huge difference between the number of kids arrested in Baltimore County versus in the city. It's nearly 3 times more juveniles in Baltimore County. Have you directed BPD not to make arrests of young people in the city?
I think that's the most ridiculous questions you've ever asked me, Mackenzie. BPD arrests young people every day. They know my direction to them is to arrest anybody who's committing a crime. And I think what you and I have discussed probably hundreds of times at this point is that they keep arresting the same ones over and over and over again. And that's the problem. I want the residents of Baltimore to hear that and hear that very clearly. The police are doing their job. They're frustrated, and I'm frustrated that they have to keep arresting the same people, young people and otherwise, over and over and over again. Their focus is on making sure that they are holding people accountable for what their job is. And I think it's very important to go into a little civics lesson that our job is to enforce the laws and make the arrests when people are doing the wrong thing. And they are doing that and doing a really damn good job of doing it, not just on young people, but everyone. When you think about the amount of guns that they seized off the streets of Baltimore this year, when you think about the amount of people that they arrested for murder, when you think about them having a homicide clearance rate that we haven't had in quite some time, we know that they're doing their job and they will continue to do it at my direction.
Do you have a...
But I'll also just say that, listen, Baltimore City is not Baltimore County. You can't compare us to a county. That's apples and oranges, right? We cannot compare us to a county. We're focused on what happens here. And we don't care where those people come from, where they live, what they look like, how old they are, right? Because you and I can have discussions about people that we arrest in Baltimore. For example, that horrific shooting of that young lady in South Baltimore, one of the people lived in Anne Arundel County. I don't care where they come from or where they live. If they come here and commit an act of violence or crime, we're going to do our best to hold them accountable by arresting them, period.
When we look at the repeat offenders, and I know that is something that you and I have talked about for many years, especially when it comes to young people on ankle monitors.
Yep.
We're getting closer to session next year, so do you have any plans to address these concerns with the city delegation, pushing them to go even further next year when it comes to addressing the juvenile crime?
Well, I think that I've been very clear. With the changes that we have with the ankle monitor thing was something that I've been championing for like 4 years now, right? For me, this is now is less about the General Assembly. It's about making sure administratively these issues get addressed and that the laws that went into effect a little over 2 months ago are actually implemented first before we talk about making any other changes. But I think, again, what I'll say very plainly for your viewers is that when somebody's on an ankle bracelet, right, the moment that they walk out of where they're supposed to be, there should be that automatic notification allowing us to do what the new law says. And we look forward to working with our partners in the state as we go through this implementation period to make sure that it happens. Thank you, everybody.
We got a Caribbean question.
Oh, say again. Do we have drones this year, Lindsay? No drones this year for fireworks. No.
Small.
Yes, sir.
Back to the
Festival? Yes, sir.
And thank you so much for including the Caribbean Festival under your umbrella. My question is, after, as we look in time frame of the support of the Caribbean Carnival from the city, what prompted you to make the decision in terms of inclusion now, in terms of supporting and helping us promote the carnival?
You mean other than my boss telling me I had to do it?
Yes.
No, I think it was critical for us, right? Because we want to make sure. So I grew up in Park Heights, also known as Little Jamaica, if you've been around in Baltimore for a long time, right? So I grew up looking and waiting and seeing this festival parade my whole life, and we want to make sure that what happened in D.C. doesn't happen here, right? We know that they're a part of our festival now because they don't have one anymore. And for us, it was about making sure that that history, that culture, that legacy continues, and no better way to do that than bringing it under the city's umbrella. Yes, sir. Last one.
Any updates on Camp Small?
Camp Small is still under investigation. We'll provide that. I know Director Moore is here. The fire department, police department, everyone's doing their investigation. And what I want to say again to the residents is that we are hoping and planning in the future to have that operation get back up and running. But right now, of course, it's still under investigation with no new updates at this time. Thank you, everybody.